Back. What's up, man?
How you doing, Luke?
Back at it again.
Yeah, this is like the third one, right? Like,
I think this is
I mean,
part three. Yeah,
yeah, I think it's the second video we've done, but we've done a sort of like discussion the first time, but we didn't end up recording that one. But that
that's
was a good,
right.
yeah,
That's right, man. So this time we actually got a little bit of a topic, which is good.
yeah, because we said the last time when maybe come with like some topics this time. Like the last time was very loose, and you do want it to be somewhat loose, but it's always good to kind of go off topics because, like I was just talking to you before the video started, like we're going to talk about 9's and 10's. That's one of the
Mm.
topics, and so many topics can lead from that individual topic, which is great.
Oh yeah, and it's loose, man. There's no pressure here, man. We're not charging by the hour, so
Yeah, not yet.
so so yeah, man. So this is the thing, man. Like the idea of like what I would almost say is like eights and up,
hmm
like eights. I guess we should probably say just beforehand, like, if anyone wants to sit here and say, "Oh, this is sexist" or "you're sexist," rating people, rating women, it's like all I would say to you is, fucking open your eyes. Like the reality of life and the reality of the game is very brutal, as I'm sure you know.
I agree. Yeah,
So it's
very.
very brutal, and we're just trying the best we can to engage with these type of things as two normal average guys who are just trying to make sense of things and trying to get the type of relationships and results that we want. So we're just using these like numbers, I guess, as like a vague reference. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say that.
Yeah. With the thing with numbers is it sort of indicates progress,
Yeah.
but it's only an indication. That's where some guys kind of get mixed up because they put the results on how progress is,
Yeah.
and results don't equal progress.
Yeah, I agree.
They just give you an indication. So it's like if you look at a sports star, the
Mm-hmm.
guy that's playing in the top league
Mm-hmm.
is probably better than the guy that's playing in the third tier.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always mean that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives you an indication that that guy's probably playing with tougher opponents.
Yeah.
He worked ranks, so he's probably is better than that player.
Mm-hmm.
But that player could actually just be a young under 19 guy that's only 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
He's not got to that potential yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it does vary, but it does give you an indicator of
Yeah.
like where you're at in the journey.
Yeah, it's where you're at in the journey, and it's just not to be discouraged. You don't want to be discouraged no matter where you are. You can change, you can improve, and that's what we're about. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking about this. We both want to do that, and hopefully anyone else that's watching does. But so like once you get up into this territory of what we'll call like eights, nines, tens, man, it really is like those are the girls that are like the next like step for us. It's like when you don't have any game, it seems out of your even realm of possibility. Like to see like a some girl who's like a runway model or like the hot bartender or whatever. It seems
Mm-hmm.
it seems out of your realm of possibility, but it, once you start to see that that is something possible, it's quite scary actually.
Yeah, I think it depends where you come from in the journey though, because
Mm,
some guys that come into this journey are they're maybe not naturals, but they're leaning towards more natural tendencies.
mm,
Like, but then you've got other guys that are really unnatural.
hmm.
For those guys, what you're saying really applies because those guys will just think of those girls as out of their league
Yeah.
automatically because it's just the way their subconscious mind works.
Hmm.
So it takes time to sort of build that in.
Mm.
So like a guy that comes into game can't just think, oh, like I'm going to like be like so confident, and really go and talk to these 8 9s. That's going to take time.
Yeah.
You can do your best and work with what you've got, but it's still going to kind of take a process. I even know for myself, it did take time to sort of like it. It sort of wasn't that bad with me,
Mm.
but I wasn't like I wasn't a natural, but I wasn't like really unnatural either.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was
Mm-hmm.
definitely below average, but
Mm-hmm.
probably just below. So like before I came into it, but because I came into the game, I probably got to average quite quickly, and then I was just average for a while. So it took me slow after that, if you get what I'm saying. But my point is that these guys are kind of coming in from like 0 or 1, no experience with guild whatsoever.
Actually,
like,
that's a good point.
It's going to take them so much longer. It's like, see, me, for example, like, I've never went on a skateboard before. Like, I've sat in one, but I've never actually purposely. I'm so unnatural with like sort of stuff like that, right? I could learn it. It's going to take me so much longer than another guy that's kind of been maybe every second week doing it, or like, let's say the natural just goes to the skateboard park every week, and like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's natural and unnatural with different things. So, like,
that's true. And some guys, I was having this discussion with a guy a few months ago, I guess, and it's again speaking to kind of like the brutality of these truths that we speak about, and how like the male female dynamics in a lot of ways work. And I guess you can call it like red pill philosophy, which that word is a little weird, but it can be brutal. And I was telling this guy, like, I was saying, like, how do you think your value is when you're coming into these interactions? Like, what do you think your value is when you're coming in, when you're going and you're opening up and you're bringing into an interaction? And he was like, yeah, probably like a 7 maybe. I was like, okay. And he was like, well, what do you think it was? I was like, a 2.
Yeah.
Like a 2 or a 3. And it's like, the reality is so far from what some of these guys think. And this isn't, I'm not trying to be mean or to be to discourage him, but I'm just letting him know, like, you need to focus on accepting where you're at.
Yeah.
And
that's the major issue for like some of these guys, because some of these guys actually, you can tell that they're wanting to improve, but they've maybe just been so unlucky in life that they're really like just the way that they think, like, or they don't think. That's the problem. I mean, I know that's a bit of tongue in cheek, but like, what I'm trying to say is, like, these guys actually have potential to really climb the ladder. Like, anyone does, but like, maybe for those guys, it's just actually getting to like 4 out of 10. That's a big step.
Absolutely.
Like, because I know some guys that are starting solo and they've worked up to like 4 or 5, right?
That's good.
And like, you kind of get this other guy that comes in who's already a 5, and he only gets to like a 6 within the space of 2 years, right? But he's hardly put any effort into it. This guy's really put so much effort, but that guy's still got that little advantage over him. But if you look at it on paper, that guy's had such a big advantage. So that's just part of life. Like, you can either complain about it, or you can just think, like, it's us with all this video and stuff. Like, we're both unnatural with sort of getting these videos sorted. You know how we were saying we need to get someone in. So like, if we get someone in, that guy might be able to know how to send the email to me, stuff blah blah blah. Like,
actually, that's really funny. That's a good example, because it's like, between the two of us, we're like, I don't even know how to fucking send a video over email. Like, I don't even know how to fucking record the shit. Like, I didn't even know how to fucking add you to WhatsApp. Like, to me, that type of stuff is so foreign. It's like, I don't even get it. So you're right. Like, some other guy could come in, and it's like, for him, he can't even grasp with the idea of, like, what do you mean you don't know how to send an audio file? Like, you just click it and you attach it and da-da-da-da. But to me, it's so, I'm just like, I don't even know. It's like magic.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, because, like, but that's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, everybody's like I say, natural or unnatural different things, but you do need to have a good grasp of where you're at, because self-awareness is key. Like, on this self-development journey, like, and not just with girls, but like, obviously we're talking about 9's and 10's, so it does apply more, but I'm saying just in general, like, with any topic, like, where are you at, and where do you want to be? Because where do you want to be is important as well. like maybe for the guy that's 1 out of 10, he actually just wants to go and get a couple of dates in and then have a girlfriend. He doesn't want to go to these. Whereas for maybe someone like me, that's not what I want. So like I had to work so everybody's got like different goals. So I think you kind of need to figure out where you're at,
like
what your goals. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny though because like even that like just wanting to be able to like meet a girl, like a girl. You're not even thinking about ratings or 9's or 10's or anything like that at the beginning. Like I know I wasn't. Like
No.
I'm just like, can I just please meet like a somewhat nice girl that I can like sit down with at a cafe and talk to for a while? That was like to me where I was coming from. But it's so different. Like what it takes to become that kind of guy that can do that. It's like you may as well just become the guy that gets the 9's and 10's. Because once you get started on that journey, it's just like there's no stopping it. It's so wild. Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and what I've kind of found is because, like I've told you, like the 9's and 10's seem to come quite quickly to me. Not too quickly. What I mean is like compared to 7's and 8's, I was probably getting more 9's and 10's, slightly more, but there wasn't a big difference. But that's kind of unusual because most guys can kind of really, the 7's and 8's are coming in quite a lot. The 9's and 10's, I can't seem to. Whereas for me, it was kind of more evenly spread and probably more favouring the 9's and 10's. So like, but I noticed that sort of like motivated me more. Like for 9 and 10, that made me more loose. You know how we're talking about the word loose? It made me more sort of driven, but in a sort of loose way. So I'll explain what I mean. So it motivated me more, but not in the way that I was pushing for something. I was just kind of like, nothing to lose. I wasn't even that fussed about it. But that's what made it actually like. So like, I'll give you an example. So say I was going up to a 7. I was kind of like, she's quite hot, right? I've got to kind of do the games thing, right? I remember that. I'm quite a natural logical person, right? So I was kind of thinking, right, the logic step, right, hold hand, like talk, like eye contact. But with the 9's and 10's, I didn't have that as much.
Oh, I see. Because it's like you're so free from outcome.
Yeah.
I hear you with that.
Like, I was interested, but I wasn't because I don't know. It's hard to explain.
One thing I would say about that is sometimes guys can kind of go in with that very, very free of outcome towards like the 9's and the 10's. But they can't ever apply any intent towards the 9 or 10, right? They're fine freedom of outcome because they're chatting with her, it's fine, but they can never apply intent or it fucks it all up.
Yeah, but what you'll find with those guys as well, probably their intent's not that clear with the 7's and 8's.
I agree, yeah.
Because look, my intent's always been pretty there.
Yeah, you gotta be clear with that
I'm not saying it was sharp, but like,
no, you gotta be.
But I was always more a sort of direct person, so like I'm more kind of like maybe fucked approaches up more in the other way of kind of like pushing too much. That was so I was maybe more too intent. So like the thing of less intent wasn't much of an issue for me, but I know it's an issue for some guys because I've seen guys that you're actually just looking, you're thinking it's so friend zone. It's just like it's like, so like when they go up, because I've seen some guys out like. There's no physical contact at all. They talk about topics that they're not that interested in. So it's it's like the way I would talk to my gran. Like, so they're talking about the weather. They're talking about like how's your day, work, college, university. There's nothing wrong with those topics.
But only if you're using them as a kind of just bridge to that next intent. If it's like, oh cool, how's it going? Yeah, have you been enjoying the weather today? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, anyway, we should hang out.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. That's okay because what you're doing there is it's just coming up naturally.
Yeah.
And you're moving on quickly.
Yeah.
But what's happening is when those girls bring up those topics,
they go with it.
it's more so the guy, but say the girl brings up, they just start going into a big in-depth conversation about the weather.
Yeah. Like,
So,
yeah, really? Did you hear it's gonna rain next Tuesday? Oh,
yeah,
it's 12 degrees today. Oh, really? Do you like the weather? I love the weather. What about the rain? What about the sun? It's like, dude, okay, the weather's good. Yeah, let's go.
yeah. But these conversations, there's nothing wrong with having these conversations, but not with a girl that you're interested in. Like, so,
Yeah, and not like endlessly when you're clearly not showing the intent, because then it's pointless. It's like, what are you doing? You're just randomly talking about the weather with some girl? What is, for what? Why?
Well, I know why, but it still doesn't make sense. But I can kind of figure out why. Like, so a lot of it's to do with experience. Number one, lack of experience. So, and number two is they're playing not to lose rather than
yeah, okay,
win. Yeah. So, and you just find with a lot of those guys that like they have so much potential because they've actually maybe looked up what game and studied it, and they actually have some foundations down. But the intent's just not there. It's not in their eyes. It's not in their body language. So when they're going up and approaching, say they go up and approach the 9, so they manage to get the courage to approach the 9. This is during the day, by the way. This is what day game. So say they go up. There's just no intent there. So the girl's actually questioning, why are you coming up and talking to me? Because she doesn't know why. And if she doesn't know why, then she's already switched off.
So what is the approach then? What are these guys? What would this situation be? It's just like they're stopping, like, oh hey, I just wanted to say that it's a really nice day. That's all.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of an indirect person. But sometimes it works in ways that what they actually say is direct.
Like, I can get on board with that if it's like a beginner. If you're a beginner and you're just building up those muscles of stopping someone, that's a big step. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with building those up. I don't care if you have to do that for a year. I don't care if you do hundreds of approaches like that for a year on hot girls and you're just like, oh hey, just wanted to say hi or just wanted to say the weather's nice. I'm cool with that. Like, that's okay if you're building on that. I guess where I'd have a little bit of an issue is if the only thing I would say is if that guy's not responding to that type of like coaching of like, dude, you also need to build up your intent. You need to be building up and showing intent. And if he's just like, nah, I don't want to. I just like to talk to girls about the weather. Then I'm just like, okay, that's fucked. Like, that's not gonna like that shit's not gonna work. Like, right?
Well, I mean, if you're going up and trying to talk to girls like a whole year, like if we're talking about a full blown year, like, and you're actually, like you're saying, like, refusing to like go direct, and you're actually just talking about the weather.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I think you've got a problem more deeper down. Like,
yeah. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, do you hear what I'm just trying to say that I get that it's a training, I get that it's practice, and you want to build that up, and that's cool. But at some point, you do have to start to slide the intent in. Of like, oh, cool, anyway, it is really nice. It's really nice to see you. Actually, it's fun to get to know you a little bit. Hey, maybe we can actually get to know each other better another time. And then it's like, all right, now you're building it up a bit.
Yeah, but I think for a year to build that up is very long.
Who knows, though? Who knows, man? Shit can be fucking hard.
But if the guy's been going out for like 12 months straight, every day almost, say he's out 300 days every
yeah,
day.
that's a bit long, yeah.
For maybe the exceptional case, he's just an extreme new guy that's like really unnatural. I can see it, okay, maybe I still think that's too long, but let's just say it's a rare case. But for the majority of beginners, it's not going to take that long.
True.
If it's taking that long, either there's other reasons for it outside the game, or you're just not pushing yourself enough. Which is okay, but it's not really, because like you don't want to waste time with this. Like you want to try and get it down as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It is going to take time, but like if you've been going out a whole year and nothing's really changed within that year apart from approach, you've got to get a coach.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
Yeah.
Even for intermediate guys, like,
yeah, absolutely.
you've got to get a coach. So if that guy's going out and he can't even hold his intent, that get a coach.
Yeah.
Either get a coach or figure out what other areas you have to work on.
Yeah, yeah, man, it totally, and that's why I'm still like, I'm still consuming videos, I'm still consuming podcasts, I'm still doing it, like I'm still working at it because I realize maybe I don't have like a coach, like one on one. Although that's kind of what we're doing here. We're trying to be like support for each other. But it's like that's why I use the videos. That's why I use the podcast. I listen, I watch because I hear certain things in there, and I'm like, oh, that's a good lesson. How can I apply that to myself? Because I've got to coach myself. I've got to teach myself, right?
Like for me, I didn't get a coach probably good of.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was just because I wasn't as unnatural. It's like so, like I came in and I done okay to start with, but then it kind of stayed for a while, and then there was things that I wanted to work on. I just didn't know the guidance. I'd seen this guy, like the Australian guy, that had been doing. But I'd watched so many of his free content that was right for me, and I liked his whole setup because sometimes he was turning, like, not so much through Skype, and I was through Skype, but I'm saying sometimes he was turning guys away on these boot camps. Wasn't in it for the money, and that's quite important to me because that means when he gives you an honest opinion, and he was quite happy with the whole way that I worked, like on a growth mentality sort of thing. But there was a couple of small things that I had to work on, which is fine. I went away from him, and then he was like, this year I got the coaching again, like, because it's just a once a year I've sort of done it, like, but he was very impressed with what I'd worked on and all improved. But like he's seen massive growth in the last 8 months, which is good for me because now I'm trying to get into the coaching, and that's the reason I got the coaching for the second time, because I'm trying to get into the coaching. So I was kind of asking more about that, but we're talking about different stuff as well. Like what he was saying with the coaching is it does take time to build up, so just do it as free content, just enjoy it, and then it'll come into place. Like, but to talk back to the 9's and 10's, it varies for different guys. Like, I'm a big fan of pushing yourself, though.
Oh
like,
yeah, you got to, and you got to push yourself and recover, and that's something I'm learning. It's like I tend to be like I go too hardcore, and then I kind of get frustrated and get injured, and I used to be like that in the gym. But I found myself being like that with this, trying to learn game as well. I'll go so hard. I got to go harder, more. And I get so much reference experiences, it's like I don't give myself time to process them, and it ends up setting me back even further.
Yeah.
It's like an injury in the gym. It's like, yeah, you can work hard, but if you strain your muscle, it's going to put you out of the gym for a couple months. And that's not going to help you.
I think I'm pretty much the same with you on that. Like, I've always sort of done things on extreme.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Like, I learned poker years ago. Like, I've got to play poker 14 hours a day. Like, like I play the football games on Xbox, like FIFA. So, like, I used to play FIFA loads. Like, I used to get into exercise, do it loads. So, like, I always sort of done things on the extreme. But through a game, I think through a game mostly, but just through growing up as well, through more realised that it's actually okay not to do things.
I agree with that.
But that's if you've earned that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with. And I don't think either one of us are at risk for sitting here and being like, I need a rest. Well, it's such thing as you don't need to go too hard. I'm just not going to go hard. I don't think either one of us are at risk of that. I think we're both the opposite, where we're just go, and it ends up fucking us over because we're not resting. It's like, take a fucking break, do something different, take time away from that. And actually, let's go into that topic a little bit, because we'll bring that back into with the 9's and 10's here. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, in order to really like become the kind of guy who's going to be attractive to a really, really attractive woman, like a 9 or a 10, like unbelievably model, like a professional fucking fitness model, a fucking hot bartender girl, or whatever it is, plus maybe she's a fucking lawyer, some lawyer, or like really high class girl. Okay, the kind of guy you're going to need to become is more, I think, than just a guy who watched a few fucking videos and learned how to fucking stand a certain way and twirl a girl and pull a make out and fucking text her a certain fucking text. And those things are cool and those things are good and you should learn them and that's great and I'm glad they're available and I'm not saying don't do those things. Do them, they're great. But the real substance of like the fucking magnetism of that kind of guy, a lot of that also, I believe, is gonna need to be built away from just approaching fucking 20 girls on the main street of your town. You need to be like I believe this. You need to go like deep periods of introspection and building up the structure of who the kind of guy you are, of reading, meditation, work, other guys helping you, collaborating. And I think that's the way eventually you can build up the kind of structure of the guy that's going to really maintain the attraction with those 9's and 10's. That's what I think.
Yeah, you have to have balance.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't. That's more for beginners.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
There's sometimes intermediates that are really into the game, but like, so see if you're maybe just starting out or you're kind of struggling to sort of get any sort of success.
Yeah, I agree.
But harder.
Just go hard. Fuck it. Deep immersion. Go for a deep period of immersion. Yeah, totally.
Unless there's problems when you're doing it. So like, if you're doing, like, say, the 30-day challenge, like I suggest, and you're actually even struggling to leave the house.
Yeah.
I would stick to trying to do it, but like, if you can't even commit to the 30-day challenge, then what I would do is then I would sit in the house and write down what's causing the issue. And you'll usually find that if you actually sit for half an hour with a pen and think, right, how's my finances doing? My life with my family? How's my education? Like, if you start listing everything, you find with those guys, they've got problems with at least one of those other topics. So then they've got to make a decision what's more important. And I actually think the more important things to leave girls to the side.
Yeah.
But this is the thing I'm trying to get at. You've got to at least attempt it. So like, if you go out and attempt to do the challenge and it's not happening, you can't, like, if you can't keep doing a challenge for 30 days and approaching at least one girl a day, then that's a red flag, because unless there's a genuine issue why you can't do the 30-day challenge, then it's flag. So the only really genuine issue I could think of is, like, say there's like a family health issue, or say it's like the government's telling you to stay indoors because something's happened. Like, then I can see, okay, there was a genuine reason, but like, genuine reasons are rare. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can't commit to the 30 days. Like, you either figure out what it is and then go on with it. But I would say in more cases, you've got to take time away. But the important thing is you take time away, but then you come back to it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's like if a guy wants to start to transform his life and become the kind of guy that girls find attractive, it's like doing something like your 30-day challenge. That's a big step in the right direction. Like, that's gonna step you in the right direction. And it's more about you going in the right direction and then learning from that. Maybe you only did 20 days, but what you learn from that, then go back and take a break, recover, learn, reflect, and then come back and hammer hard again. Maybe then you do get the 30 days. Then you go back, you reflect, you learn. And this is the process of building up the structure of the kind of guy that you want to be. And that's what I guess we're saying here is, like, what does that guy look like?
Yeah.
Who is that guy who's going to be like a 9 or 10, you know, who fucking the supermodel's going to hang around with?
Yeah, I'm glad you went to that, because, like, we're actually talking about how to sort of, like, approach the 9's and the 10's from, like, the girl perspective. But, like, now we'll maybe go into, like, how to become a 9 and 10.
Yeah.
protective.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I know, like, you can only be so self-aware with yourself to some extent because you don't see sort of the way that other people perceive you.
Mm.
You perceive yourself in a certain degree, but it's never the way that other people perceive you, if that makes sense. So, like, you only see yourself through self-awareness and knowing where you're at in the journey and stuff like that. But in terms of looking at other guys, I can clearly see who, like, I mean, I'm talking about people I've actually seen around girls because that's where you sort of see who's the 9's and 10's more clearly. You still see it outside of that environment, but like when you when I think of like 9's and 10's, I'm thinking like how did the girls react to that guy? And it's what I'm trying to say is like I kind of can see other guys that I think they're probably 9's and 10's, right? Say maybe a footballer or something, right? That guy's probably like a 9 or a 10, but like because I've not really seen him around a lot of girls,
yeah,
it's sort of like
and the male value of being a 9 or 10, it's a lot different than what people think. Like it isn't just you're 6'2" and you have money and you play on the basketball team and you have a nice car. It's not that. It's like it's a very like nuanced, fluid thing where you're like building and maintaining your like masculine value and identity, and that's drawing in the girls. And as the girls come in, they actually increase your value because they bring you new reference experiences. They bring you fucking pleasure. They bring you other girls. They bring you attention. That draws in more girls. So it is this like process. There's guys who you would look at and think, oh, he's fucking high value. Look at him. He's rich. He's jacked. He's big. But their game is all fucked up. Like all fucked up. Here, I'll just give one good example of that. You guys obviously know like Kim Kardashian, like the celebrity. Okay. She, I remember, was married to this guy before Kanye West, right? He was like I think he was a football player. Like very briefly, she was married to this guy. And I remember she got married to this guy, and then like a week later, 2 weeks later, they got divorced. And this guy, I think his name was Chris. He was a football player, big jacked black dude with money, all this stuff. And I remember he was sitting there, and they were like, well, what happened? Why aren't you guys together? And he was sitting there, and he goes, well, I don't know. Like, I thought she liked me. Like, it seemed like I was just part of some plan that she had, and she didn't even really care about me that much. And once I didn't fit her plan, she just cast me away. And I remember watching that. And I remember thinking, like, this guy's fucking clueless. Like, he's fucking clueless. That bitch this girl, Kim Kardashian, no offense to her, she's doing her thing. She didn't give a flying fuck about you, bro. She was just gonna use you the fuck up and fit you into her little lifestyle plan that she thought she was gonna get. I want a wedding like this, and I want fucking flowers, and I want my friends there, and I want to marry some black guy who plays on sports teams. Oh my god, this is perfect. She didn't even consider what the fuck his feelings were. She didn't even think about it. She didn't give a flying fuck. She probably didn't even hardly know him. That's why they got divorced. Because she didn't even know this guy. She just picked him out. Oh, black dude, yeah, on a football team, I love him. Yeah, married, yeah, wicked. Oh, turns out I don't like him. Oh, well, fuck him. Next one. And it's like, I'm not trying to say this as a way to, like, make fun of Kim Kardashian. Or as a way to, like, say, oh, the way girls think is so fucking callous or whatever. It's just, that just is reality. That she can't help it. She couldn't help it. This is just how she thought. And her friends and her sisters were probably just encouraging, yeah, marry him. Yeah, do it. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. Think about it. And the point is just, look how he was totally oblivious to this whole thing. And yet, supposedly, he was like a 9 or 10. He had all the trappings of a male 9 or 10. But his actual inherent game, his actual ability to maintain his own value and boundaries and stipulate the type of relationships he wanted in his frame was fucked up. He was completely fucked up. So what do you think about that? Is it?
Well, I know the Kardashians well because obviously you see them on the Instagram.
Right.
My sisters watch the show, so I've
Mm-hmm.
actually seen Keeping Up with the Kardashians show.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a kind of show I can watch a lot of.
Yeah, no.
Like the odd episode is kind of fun and stuff like that.
Mm.
What I actually think about the Kardashians is they're actually okay people.
Oh,
Like
I'm sure they are. Yeah, I'm not being a hater towards them at all.
it's just the lifestyle that they live in. Like you've got to look at where they come from. Like
Yeah.
they brought up quite rich. Like
Yeah.
they've got sort of on a plate for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's really chose. I don't really know much about this guy, but I can vaguely remember who you're talking about. He's like a big guy, like he played basketball.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
She's just kind of seen that he's a 9 or 10,
Yeah, exactly.
and the way that her mind's thinking
Yeah,
is, oh,
yeah.
that guy's cool. She's not really thought enough about it,
No.
and she kind of went with it.
Yeah.
And really, to start with, he has been a 9 and 10 because he's a basketball player. He's a big guy. He's a cool guy. Lots of. Right?
But is he though? But was he even that cool? That's what I wonder. Is did she just kind of buy his advertising? Did she just kind of buy the advertising of him and just try to fit him into her program? That's what I wonder. And that's why I feel like he didn't even see what was happening. He just kind of stumbled into it, went right into her frame. And then I think maybe he didn't have much game at all. He maybe only had like a couple references. Like that's what I wonder. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I think.
1 second. Yeah, keep going.
Know the game or not. I'm assuming these games not that high, but you got to remember it is Kim Kardashian, so like probably her standards are very high, right? But that's only our perception.
True.
So like the way I would probably look at it is she probably wasn't intentionally using them.
True. Yeah, that's true.
What happened is it was a fast marriage or whatever. They probably went on each other so it was too short to begin with, for in my opinion. And what's happened is after the marriage, she started to see, wait a minute, this guy's not as high value as I've perceived him as.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because she's perceived him so high, started thinking negatively of him.
Yeah. And it's just like any other relationship, right? It's just like any other time. The instant that there's one thing, you texted one word, it wasn't perfect, and her perception just shifts. Oh, he's a fucking loser. And then the guy spirals out of control. And I think I'm just trying to compare that to the idea that it kind of goes across all boundaries. It doesn't matter if you have the money or you're jacked or whatever, you still have to build your game. It doesn't make any difference. You're not above the process.
Well, that's where the high value comes in. Because it's how do those guys react with problems?
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
Me and you still building towards that, but game definitely helps because if a girl reacts in a way that I'm not accepting, then it's just over. Like, it doesn't matter how hot she is, or like, if she's not on sort of par with like the way I think of the world and the respect I have for the world, then it can't go from there. Some guys think they can handle that, but then when it comes to it, they think, I don't want to lose the girl, and that's when you set yourself up for failure, because like some guys think, like, here's an example. So you know how you're talking about that Kim Kardashian? Probably when that guy married Kim Kardashian, he thought, right, I've done it, I've married Kim Kardashian, like it's poses and that from here, and it was, and he didn't know how to deal with that because his whole life, he's on the basketball team, he's taught all his life, he's kind of been winning. So the minute that she didn't want him anymore, he's kind of like, wait a minute, that's not supposed to happen in the book. So, yeah. Like, it's sad, but it's probably helpful for that guy because now he might have helped his basketball. I don't know, like, he probably more motivated, like,
maybe.
And it probably made him realise that he's not invincible.
Yeah.
But so what I think really attracts a 9 and 10 is how you handle.
Yeah, that's a good.
Negative.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I also think what's attractive about a 9 and 10, like from a girl's perspective to a guy, is the way that he doesn't care about his opinion on the world.
Yeah.
But in a good way, not in a way you're trying to piss people off.
Yeah.
I like my hobbies. I like the like, what politics do I like? I like that politics. Don't care what people think about it. The way that it's like, that's what I like. Take it like that. That mindset to have. And also just the way that you respect other people is very important. So like, now I know we're talking about like sort of some guys are too friendly towards the girls. They need more intent, but that doesn't mean that you have to like show that intent to other people. But like, you do to some degree. But what I'm saying is, like, say you're out with a girl, right? And you're at the cinema, and you open the door like to go. So you've seen the movie for 2 hours, right? And you go out the door, and there's members behind you, like a crowd behind you. So do you hold the door open, or do you just let it shut in their face?
Right, yeah.
Girls pick up on those things a lot more. You realize, like, so for me, that's never been a problem because I've always held doors open. That's just, I was brought up quite well in that manner. It doesn't mean just because you don't hold a door open that you're not a good person. That's just one example of what I'm saying. But the point is, all these small things kind of show high value, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. That's a really good point. Yeah.
If you've got a lot of respect for the world, like, a girl's going to pick up on that.
Yeah.
But it's not even that she'll pick up on that particular. She'll pick up on people respecting you back.
Yeah.
People respect you back. That creates you as a higher value guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when people start saying thank you to you, when people start talking to you in a friendly manner, that guy's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point, man. That's a really good way to look at it. And you're right, because that's a distinction. Right, it's a distinction between not, like, I guess what you hear about, like, the nice guy. Like, I don't see that guy, like, the so-called nice guy who, like, buys some random fucking girl a drink that he just met or something, or some nice guy who's, like, white, like, more like a white knight type guy. I don't see him as nice, right? I don't see what he's doing as nice at all. I see what he's doing as fucking weird, gross. He's insincere. He's secretly fucking mean because he's like hiding himself and pretending to be someone different. I see that guy as in desperate need of help. See, he needs help desperately because what he's doing is fucked up and creepy and weird and is not ever gonna work with
like, so say a guy's been in a relationship with a girl for 3 or 4 years, right? If he buys the girl a drink and talking about sort of like nice things, that's okay to an extent. He's been able to earn it.
Yeah.
So like, see, when you're in that stage of a relationship, you've seen the girl so many times. Like, not every time you're going to go out, it's going to be this sort of alpha. So, like, you still have alpha in you, but what I'm saying is, you just have normal conversations. You'll a drink because it's your girlfriend. Like, that's okay. But on a guy in a first or second date, or even just seeing the girl for a couple of months, like, it shows fakeness. Yeah. And these guys are good guys, mostly. Like, maybe get the odds. Like they're good guys deep down, but they don't show it. And the reason they don't show it is because they're insecure. Like, not just, but I'm saying, if you look at it on a bigger scale, like, a lot of it's insecurity. Like, they've been rejected by girls before, they've not had enough experience. How was their parental support?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, there is that. Like, but they're going to have to build that up. And it's like, I'm trying to get to the difference between this kind of, like, fake nice guy, this kind of, like, white knight, like, trying to use, like, money or like, pretending to be nice to get some kind of affection. Let's call him, like, the white knight weirdo. And then say, like, you or going to the cinema, as you said, with a girl, and maybe you've seen her a couple times, you guys are enjoying each other's company and getting along, and you coming out and, like, just like, oh, this was fun, and just holding the door, for the person coming up behind you. It's like, that's a whole other thing. Because what you're showing there is like, hey, I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm happy about who I am. I'm happy I'm here with you. I want to make sure we enjoy ourselves. In fact, I'm having so much fun and enjoying myself. I actually want to make sure this person coming up behind me here actually has a good time too, and I'm just going to hold the door for them. That's showing real value. It's like when you can get to the place where you can be kind. Believe it or not, you can be kind to the girls. But it's like when you get to the point where you can be nice to the girl. Like, that's some real hardcore shit. Because then you're at the point where you're like, no, I'm so much value and comfortable inside myself. I'm actually capable of showing some kindness to you. Like, it takes a lot of work for you to be in a position to be nice to... It's so fucked up to say, but I think it's true. Like, what it's going to take for you to get into a position to be able to be nice to a girl, like really nice, to be like, no, let me buy you this dinner. Like, I want to do it for you. That's going to take a lot of work to get to that point for it to be appropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, like, how I would separate the two anyway, this is how I categorize it. You've got nice, good guys. Nice guys are sort of like the guys that are doing things to get something. And then the good guys are just good people. Good. So, like, you know how the buying and the drinks and the buying the dinner and stuff? Me, that's not something I would do. I'm a girlfriend, but that's the minimum. She's got to be my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Whether
Relation.
Before that, there's no purchases on that agenda. The only maybe exception I would make to the rule is, like, say that it's you're going and getting drinks, right, and they put it on a double rather than the single, right?
Yeah.
And it's like 10 pence short or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I agree. Situations for logistical convenience, I say just fucking pay it and get it done because it's too much hassle. Like, I'll do that sometimes if I'm going somewhere and it's like, it's hectic and a hassle. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll get this one. You pay the next time. Like, and I'll just kind of hit, even if there's not going to be a next time or something or whatever. If it's something like paying for like 2 coffees or something, it's like you're looking at a couple of bucks. You're looking at like £2 or whatever. It's like, holy fuck, just pay the fucking money and get out of there. It's not worth a big hassle. Like, I'm not paying because I'm a fucking high value guy, and high value guys don't. It's like, just shut the fuck up and just pay and get out of here. It's a difference between that and being like, I brought her flowers, I bought her dinner, I bought her hotel. She owes me. Right?
That's a great point, because like those guys always feel as if they're owed.
Yeah.
Not always, but normally. Yeah. I mean, you do get the odd kind of like crazy guy that just wants to pay things for girls and not want anything back. Those guys, they're unusual. Like, most guys that are buying the flowers, buying the drink, they're thinking by doing that, the girls like them more.
And that's the fundamental flaw in issue that I'm not gonna support at all. When I see someone behave like that, I'm like, dude, you're fundamentally misunderstanding how things work. Like, it's, and that's how I feel like girls that you find out later, like, are escorts or they're strippers or whatever, or they think I'm gonna buy them something. I see it and I'm like, wait, like, you're fundamentally misunderstanding things. You think I'm gonna pay money to you for you to spend time with me? Like, what the fuck? No. Like, that makes no sense. Like, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but like, if we're going to talk about, if we can't just enjoy each other's company for what we bring to the table each and see if we have any common ground and enjoy that experience, if you really want to bring money into the picture, it makes more sense for you to pay me. Because I'm bringing thousands and thousands of hours of fucking hard labor, meditation, research, reference experiences, growing, learning, leaning into resistance over and over and over again. Some random girl at a bar who is like 21 and fucking hot and like can't even fucking say no, can't even tell her best friend to stop being fucking mean to her, and has no ever leaning into resistance, no boundaries, completely fucked in a coke problem. It's like, why would I pay you for that, for your time? Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And so that's just where I feel like fundamentally I'm like, that's just weird and wrong, and it grosses me out. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mostly agree with you, but I think like I can see why some guys would not because they are flawed. But like, so like, you know how you were talking about the strip club. I've never been to a strip club, but I know people that have. If you're going to the strip club just to have a couple of drinks and sit and chill, fine. If you're going to actually pay for a strip dance, that's fine too. But as long as your intentions are there and you're really behind it, it's there. So like, if you go to a strip club and you say, I'm going to have one drink and I'm going to have one strip dance, but that's it. But if you start going to the strip club, you have one drink, she starts offering you more drinks, and then she starts saying, I can do more than the strip dance, then that's wrong because you went with the wrong intention.
Yeah.
Because you've made a deal with yourself that you're going in for one drink and you're only doing the strip dance, right? But you went past that. Now, I'm not a big, like, the reason that I've never been is because I'm not a big fan of the strip clubs. Like, we don't have many over here, but I'm saying even over in America, like, I don't like the sort of environment. Like, I don't really see a problem with the work or for the people that go, but what I see is a false environment.
It is. I think it's valuable as training to some degree to deal with that kind of stimulus. That the girl's mentality is that kind of like leeching mentality of like, I'm gonna get whatever I can out of this guy. Like, that's my job, is to leech off of him. And I think sometimes it's interesting to experience that. It can be interesting to like see what that feels like, and you can start to get a deeper paradigm perspective on things of like, oh, okay, it's interesting. It's like they need to compete for your time. I'm not even being like, I don't feel like I'm being like sexist about this or anything. This is just the nature of reality. This is just the nature of dynamics of what it means to be like a high value guy. It's like, it doesn't make any sense for me to pay a girl for her time or for like intimacy or something. Because realistically, if I really am like the apex like lion in the pack or whatever, it's like those girls should be need to compete because I only have a limited amount of time to spend or a limited amount of seed, you know? And it's like I'm overflowing with that. And there's only, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to reframe it. Anytime those girls are like, you have to marry me. Like, you have to take me on 5 dates before we kiss. And it's like, you shouldn't be buying into that because it's all just a false narrative that doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah, it should be sort of on your sort of, like, I don't know the word to say, but it should be on the way that you want things. Yeah. So, like in theory, there's nothing wrong with going to like the strip club or stuff like that. But like, for the guys that do go, to up in the sort of environment and aren't disciplined enough to deal with it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong. Like, see if you do game, I don't see anything wrong with like for guys like going to the strip club or going to the prostitutes and stuff. But it should be from a healthy environment. It shouldn't be like, oh, I've been doing the 30-day challenge, but every night after it, I go out and meet prostitute. That's just
that's kind of funny, actually. I can work with that.
Yeah, but like, say it's the guy that's been out for 2 months.
Yeah.
And he's doing really well. He's went on like 10 different dates. He's met different girls, and he thinks, oh, like, I'm traveling to China. Like seriously, I'm traveling to China for a month.
Mm.
I've never had the experience with Chinese girls because I stay in Russia, like Eastern, West, like Moscow or something like
Mm.
that. So, like, I want some experience. Like
Mm.
that guy, I can see is coming from a healthy perspective.
That's true.
I still don't think he has to like go to a strip club or go to like. He could just like actually try and look for a sort of girl from like Chinese background or something like that, or like. But what I'm saying is, I don't see a problem with him going that route. Because he's seen all these different girls. He's got like 6 girls that he's meeting from week to week. Like he's in a healthy place. But the guy that's been going out for 2 months and is absolutely struggling, hardly hold a conversation. Like that guy, the last place he wants to go is those places.
Yeah.
Unless it's an extreme case. So if I like, you know how we were talking about the guys like, with the weather for like a year or something, like. If that guy's been out for a year and he's only talking about weather, it might actually help him to go to a place like that.
I hear you.
There's a 2 ends. So I think it only works for hardcore newbies, like hard case sort of like unnatural guys that are extremely hard case, or the guys that are quite natural at game now that have sort of like earned it. That
I hear you.
Want to do that, but what I'm trying to say is like on both of those extreme cases, you don't have to go that route.
Yeah.
It's just you have the option to go that route. But I think I'm talking about like so your 9's and 10's could go there, or your 0 to 1 if it's an extreme like. But all the guys in between, I would say stay away.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm mostly even. You're right, because I don't think if you just want to do that and you just want the experience of it, it's like, yeah, go ahead. Like, who cares? But that's not game. Like, you're not building your game, and that's where it's like guys who it's like a guy who thinks that because this girl is like a 9 or a 10 and like a princess and she does her makeup and she enjoys like guys doing things for her.
Yeah.
Right? Like she just like collects guys who do things for her. That guy pays her rent. That guy buys her dinner. That guy drives her around. But all those guys think that they're actually getting somewhere with her. Like that guy's like, well, I'm paying her rent. That's a girl, I pay her rent. Yeah. And they talk about it as if they're in some relation with that girl. As if that's somehow they're getting somewhere. That's my issue. Is where like, dude, you're completely wrong. Like the only thing you're doing is putting yourself further and further in the pit. That girl's never gonna. It's like maybe one time she'll give you like the slightest little kiss, just to then lead you along for like another 6 months and leech like tens of thousands of dollars out of you. And that whole time, that girl will just go out randomly one night and hook up with some fucking idiot hockey player. Right? Yeah. It's like that girl who you've been like talking on the phone with and sending flowers and sending fucking paying her rent and she's really nice. She might marry me someday. And you've been doing that whole time. She's just gonna randomly one day hook up with some fucking dummy from the fucking that works that's a bouncer at the bar. And then she won't even ever tell you about it, and then she'll just keep leading you along. Like that to me, it's just like I'm not I don't ever want to endorse that. I'm like, I can't be that guy. It's like I don't want to fucking hear from you. Like that idiot who's paying her rent and stuff. That's more the place I'm coming from with that.
Yeah, well, for those guys, like I could coach them.
Yeah.
I have to change quickly for me to keep coaching them because, like...
Man, I'm glad you said that, man. That's hilarious. I'm glad you said that. That's a really good answer.
I could definitely coach them online, but if we were actually to go out and do this, I wouldn't see where their head's at because if that guy's just used to paying for all different girls, like... Yeah. Not even in the sense of like we're talking about actually paying for like prostitute or something.
We're not even. Let's say we're actually not even necessarily talking about like an exchange, like a full prostitution exchange. I'd almost rather he did that, We're talking about this other kind of like ongoing, like he thinks he's doing game. He thinks what he's doing is somehow game.
Yeah. Well, with those guys, like, so, like, they're buying the drinks, they're buying the flowers, like, oh, can you lend me £20 for the taxi?
Yeah, no problem. Sure.
Oh,
Oh, sure, honey. Yeah. What the fuck?
yeah. It's wrong because it's fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that guy's thinking he's getting somewhere with
Yeah.
the girl.
Yeah.
I know we're talking about that girl knows that she's not getting with the guy, but
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't even replay in her mind. Like, she probably just thinks of that guy, oh, that's the cool friend.
Look, I don't blame her at all. I don't blame her at all because that's what she wants to do. If she can do it, she will do it. And that's okay. I don't have a judgment about that. I just accept that's how the girl behaves. She can. She's getting away with it. So she's going to do it. And that's okay. So my blame, I see that guy, I see his behavior as unbelievably mean to her. He's being unbelievably cruel to her because he's enabling and encouraging behavior in her that isn't really serving her, really. I mean, she likes getting a new pair of shoes, and she likes getting her fucking rent paid, and she likes getting a fucking limo to the bar and bottle service. Yeah, she likes it, but you're not really serving her properly. She's not really, like, enhancing her inherent value. If he was nice, if he really was a nice guy, as he says he is, oh, he's a nice guy, he buys me dinner, da-da-da. No, if he really was a nice guy, he would sit down with her and say, this is absolutely fucked up. It's totally inappropriate for me to be randomly buying you dinner and fucking bottle service and paying your rent and shit. It's so inappropriate for me to just be doing that shit for some random fucking girl who I'm not involved in, like, a long-term, like, I'm married to, or it's like a deep relationship, or it's like my best friend from childhood, or my fucking cousin or something. No, just some random hot fucking girl who's probably doing this to a bunch of... If he really was a nice guy, he'd sit her down and say that. But he won't, because he's a fucking idiot.
I'm laughing because while you're telling me that, I can picture guys like that in my mind. Yeah, I can, like, and I can see reasons why they're like that, because I've just, like, if I'm sort of looking at sort of like stats, as we call it, or kind of looking at the background, they have similar attributes, those guys.
What are those?
Well, the number one, the father figure, like he's usually absent in their life.
Oh.
That's a big one. Or it's the opposite. The father may be abusive to them and stuff like that. But that's less common. It's more likely they've been brought up by, like, the single mum, or, like, their father's no longer around anymore, stuff like that. Like, because they've just been used to the sort of, like, female environment, they've not had enough male dominance in their life. Like, obviously they've got guy friends and they've got, like, maybe guy cousins and stuff, but in a household environment, like, especially from childhood, because it usually would, like, probably play out more in childhood, that when they're getting brought up, it's maybe just getting brought up with their mum, or they've got maybe a sister, like, so just like the mum and the sister, or maybe it's just the mum and them. So, like, they're getting brought up all nicey, like, and what the mum does is the mum always likes to protect their child. So, like, a mum just has that sort of very feminine energy, like, but she doesn't have the masculine energy. So, like, they're only on one side of the picture. So what happens with those guys is, instead of being balanced, now I'm talking about 50% down the middle, which most guys aren't. I wasn't. Like,
no, me neither.
Like, probably me, like, everybody's story is different, but what I noticed with those guys are, like, their balance is so shifted to one side, so they're so soft. So, like, if you look at the balance, they're kind of way over to, like, 10%. Like, so there's too much female energy inside of them guys, rather than the sort of masculine energy, because, like, nobody's 100 one way or the other. So, like, like for me, I've always been more the opposite way, but not too much. So like I've probably been very like 70% quite a masculine guy, but then that 30%, that's like maybe for you it's maybe slightly higher, slightly lower. Like, but what I'm saying is like that's all kind of normal. Like, but like if it's totally to the other side, that's when it becomes like abnormal. But there is a lot of guys like that. But I would say like maybe 1 in 4 guys is like that. Like to a good extent. So like probably like there's some guys that have got like elements of that in them, but I'm guys that are just paying lots and like.
But don't you think he's mean? Don't you think he's being mean to her?
He's being mean to her on the surface, but it doesn't mean he's a mean person. But no, but when you look at it deep down, nobody's a mean person like deep down.
No, I hear you. I'm not trying to pass judgment about like his nature of deep down. We're all like human beings. We're all like universal consciousness. We're all love, beings of light. Like I get that, and I agree with that. I'm more saying his behavior. Like do you think that the way that he's treating her is actually cruel?
It's not cruel from like a legal perspective, if you know what I mean. Like he's not going to get arrested because
no.
It's cruel. Like the way that I'm taking that word, it's cruel. Yes, because it's cruel because he's not being true to himself.
Yeah.
He's not being true to himself because he's doing that out of expectance.
Yeah. And what about to her? Like, do you think it's actually cruel to her? Like that she is being she is receiving some kind of negative impact from that.
I wouldn't go as far to say it's cruel, but I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, not really cruel because you're probably like you're given towards her.
Yeah.
So you still get stuff out of it, but it's not a good situation.
No.
And she's been cruel to him, but any girl would do that. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like, let me be clear. I see more the cruelty on his side than I do on her side. I see her as just, it's like there's some hot party girl at the bar who just like, yeah, buy me a drink, and then she pieces out. To me, she's not really being mean. It's just like, of course she's gonna do that. Of course. I see the responsibility on the guy. That's like, okay, yeah, let's buy this girl a bunch of drinks. And then he's like mad that she just ran away. It's like, no, man.
Yeah, well, it's more. I agree. It's more on his side, but I would say it's like on her side, it's still a little bit cruel because she must realise past a certain extent that this guy's just paying too much now. I should stop this. But
I would love to see that.
the reason that they don't do that, is because human nature, you always want more.
Yeah.
Like her subconscious mind is thinking, I'm getting something out of this guy.
Yeah.
Why stop it? It's not that she's intending to hurt him.
No.
She doesn't even think about it.
No, she doesn't even think. She just takes more. Like, okay, it's like she gets attention for like she's just getting free attention. So of course she's gonna take it. I really see the responsibility on his part of like, dude, no, you need to fucking man up, do the right thing, and explain to this girl why it's inappropriate for you to be just handing her shit. To me, it's like chopping up a line for a junkie. It's like every night you come by and there's some junkie sitting there on the side of the road and you just bring him a line and chop him up for it. And you're like, well, I'm being nice. I gave him a line. He wanted Coke, so I gave him Coke. Aren't I a nice guy? And the junkie's like, thanks, man, thanks, every night. Thanks, man. But it's like, dude, no, you're not being nice. The shit you're doing, you're just enabling that fucking junkie to be a junkie.
Yeah. Well, that brings me to my next point. So obviously, like the lack of father figures probably one, but the number thing I find is a lot of the guys have been brought up in a very nice environment. Like I know some people talk about the rough environment, but that can have that effect as well. But I would say more likely they've been brought up in a nice environment. Now, when I'm not talking about a good environment. Everything's sort of been like, so like they were probably like above average in terms of smartness.
Yeah.
Like, went to school, they got the good grades, the teachers praising them. Oh, well done. So, like, put more, like, everything's sort of like being fake towards them. So they take that in and they think by being nice and sort of like not giving away how you truly feel, that's what people want. And the sort of way that the world like sort of works is, in a way, yes, but really no. Because,
yeah,
like,
I like that. I like that. You're right. It's like, yes, you're right. That's true. It's like, yes, the world does reward like fake fucking bullshit. That's true, but on a deeper, like universal level, no, man. You can't just keep getting away with it. It's like, at some point, you know, it's like nobody's bigger than the fucking universe. No one's bigger than like the universal laws of nature. Like,
no, but I think a lot of it stemmed from like, if people weren't nice to each other, like that sort of fake nice and stuff like that, like that went back years ago. Like, what was happening is, when people had a problem, people just started going up, taking their swords out, and start like slashing.
That's
right?
true. That's
like,
true.
People realised, right, we've got to sort of have sort of some democracy. And,
yeah,
like,
true.
But that's been taken too far now, because me and you, we aren't like saying, right, you're not a good gay, right? Take this sort of, like, you know, we're both sticking to like laws. We're sticking to like good human being morals. But the problem is, good's okay, nice is wrong, because I don't even like the word nice. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. It's not a good word for it, because that word of like nice guy, it's not the right word. It's not the right fit. It doesn't fit properly, because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's not quite the right way to describe the behavior of that guy. Like,
yeah. Well, unfortunately, like, some of those guys act like the girl's gay best friend. And I know it sounds funny a little bit, but it's not really, because like the gay best friend like actually doesn't even buy them things. He's just like the nice chatty, like, you know what I'm saying?
True.
He's quite good with the girls, but
actually, get this: the gay best friend actually probably has a better chance of randomly making out with the girl one night. I would say that's actually true. Like, literally, because she just sees the gay best friend as like one of her girlfriends. So it's like, you think, what are the chances that some hot girl is gonna make out with one of her best friends some random Saturday night? It could actually happen. It probably would happen. So the gay best friend might, in some random fucked up circumstance, just get like thrown in the mix, and then he just starts making out. Like, I don't know. But the guy, that so-called nice guy, he's not even got that chance. He's not even quite the gay best friend, I think, if that makes any sense. He's almost this, like, slight... I don't even know what he is. He's just this, like, slightly off character.
Yeah, well, the way I'm just picturing it in my mind, you actually make a good point.
Yeah, that was kind of a side thing I just thought of, but it's kind of funny.
The gay best friend's probably not got much of a chance, because the girl just doesn't see him that way, right?
True.
But maybe when there's alcohol involved, like, at least he's been true to himself.
True, yeah.
So he actually probably does have more chance than that other guy.
At least he's authentic, and he's like, but I'm gay. Oh well, fuck it. And she's just like, this is cool, let's do it. That other dude.
Actually, the funny thing might be that she comes on to him and he refuses the kiss.
That's what I mean. Oh yeah, for sure. That's what it would be. She would be drunk with the friends, be like, oh Johnny, come make out with us too, and he's like, no, and she's like, fucking do it.
and then the other guy's in the corner. Like,
oh, please let me join. And she's like, she doesn't even see him.
Yeah.
She doesn't even. That's the thing. He's not even on the radar.
No, well, that's what I was going to bring up. So, like, let's just say that gay best friend's out, right? And she's out with her like girl friends having a dinner, and they're talking about their weekly schedule and stuff like that, or what they've been up to. So she's saying, "Oh, I've got the new shoes, I've got the new dress, and all that. Oh, who bought that? Oh, like,
that fucking idiot.
Frank bought that. Or, I don't know.
A fucking idiot, Frank.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing. She'll probably just mention his name.
Yeah.
And then she'll go on to the next topic.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know what the next topic is? Oh,
yeah.
This asshole. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
But she'll be talking about him for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Frank, yeah. Oh, anyway, yeah, those new shoes. Yeah, Frank bought them. Yeah, anyway. Fucking Billy. That fucking idiot. He's so fucking stupid. He's drunk all the time, and he works at fucking Wendy's, and he never has any money. He's such a fucking loser. He treats me like shit. He cheated on me with fucking 2 of my best friends. Oh my god, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
What about Frank? Frank? I don't know. The fucking idiot. He bought me shoes. Who cares?
That's where it's like. I mean,
yeah.
That's an extreme example because, like, what we're addressing is Frank's sort of like your white knight.
Yeah. Billy's the other guy.
He's like your red pill, but I'd rather be red pill than white knight.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather be Billy working at Wendy's like a fucking idiot, but at least...
yeah.
You know.
At least he's an authentic idiot.
Yeah. But that's how funny things are. We'd both rather be that idiot Billy working at Wendy's, fucking with no money, than we would rather be Frank with the money, buying her shit.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. But if I had the option, I'd rather be in the middle of that. So, like, but the middle's probably more swearing towards red. Like, I call it purple pill, so, like, this is the way I sort of categorise it. So you've got white, which is your total soft guy. Then you've got red, which is your total badass, like Jack guy. And then you've got like purple, which is the best of both. But the soft side, like, is always beneath the alpha side. But so like if you mix alpha with soft, alpha would always be more dominant anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? So like the purple pill's more like your alpha, but you've got good sensibility and you've got good like. So I'll give you the difference. So like here's how I would work it. So like you know how you're talking about. So the red pill guy, like he's out with the girl. He does things his way. So that's a good attribute to have for the girl because she's like. He's maybe quite a charismatic guy. Like I'll do things my way. He's got very strong views on religion, politics, all that. But he's very intent with the girl. But he's got bad respect for people. He doesn't hold doors open for people. He's not got a good attitude. Like he's kind of like quite, but he does have balls and he does have intent, right? So at least he's got that going from. But if you can bring all good attributes. But still have the alpha and the intent, that's even better.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. So like guys like Leonardo DiCaprio, David Beckham, they're what I would call purple pill guys because they're not like when you picture red pill guys, you picture these sort of like your Dan Bilzerian and like you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I do. I a little bit disagree here. I don't know. Like. I think that like the idea of like red pill, blue pill, purple pill. Blue pill definitely is not going to work.
No,
we know that. That's like that idiot Frank who thinks that if he buys her shit one day she'll realize how nice he is and they'll get married. That's never going to work. You want to abandon that right away.
Unless you're the royal family. Then it might work.
Even then, it's not going to work. Oh, dude, even then. Like, I don't know anything about that shit. I don't know anything about fucking Harry or the girl or anything. I just very briefly saw it on TV. But you know what, man? This is so hilarious. I happened to walk by. I looked at the screen. And the first thing that popped in my mind when they're in front of these, like, thousands of people and, like, horses and fucking knights with armor and all types of shit. And I thought, she'd probably still flake. She'll probably still flake. Like,
you mean like down the line?
Yeah, she'll flake. I don't know if she really will. I don't have a clue. I don't even know. But that was just the thought that went in my mind was, I'm not saying she will. I'm not saying she will. But what I am saying is I think it pays to have that type of healthy kind of reaction of like,
Yeah.
she'll probably still flake. Like, you need to have that type of like very, very, very profound and deep growth mentality of I have to keep growing in my strength and in my value, because in her mind it's not outside the realm of possibility that she'll flake. Even in front of thousands of people with fucking knights and armor and fucking marching bands and everything, in the moment she's like, this is so great, I'm such a princess. But who's to say really at the drop of a hat, something else. I'm just saying, I think that, I guess that to draw it back to like the red pill, I see red pill, and I don't even necessarily really like those type of terms, red pill, blue pill. I think it gets a little confusing at times and it can get diluted. But to me, that is kind of, I guess, red pill, which is like just to have a healthy knowledge of the true nature of like feminine, masculine dynamics, and that it's not just because you went through a big marching down the aisle with this girl, it's not outside the realm of possibility that at the drop of a hat she'll just up and flake. And I'm not saying she will, I'm just saying you have to inherently know that you just need to find some way to come to terms with that without like compromising your own soul to a degree, because you don't want to have to become some like hardcore like real life pimp character who dopes his girls up and gets them addicted to heroin and fucking beats them regularly and like shatters their soul and like abuses them and like damages them, like fundamentally damages their psychology and stuff, because you have to live with yourself. Like, you have to live with that. So what? You're gonna be some pimp dude who like gets like hundreds of girls or thousands of girls in his lifetime and like damages like dozens and dozens of girls like permanently, just so that you can just so that you can sit there and just have a lot of success in that way, just so you can have a lot of girlfriends? Like, at some point you have to come to terms with what are you actually willing to accept, what are you actually willing to deal with. I'll just say one more thing on that. I recently was listening to Tom Torero in this amazing moment. He said about this kind of thing, about a certain limit of what you have. He was talking to this guy about like BDSM and like chaining chicks up and stuff, and he said, look, and even this guy he was interviewing who was like really into that scene, he's like, look man, at one point he's like, I had this girl back and we were getting crazy and things were totally choking and whips and everything, and she said, pick up that hot iron and hit me in the head with it. Like, hit me in the head with a fucking iron. And finally Tom was just like, I'm just not going to do that. Like, it's not worth it to me. Like, I don't want to go down that road. Something within you is damaged.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I don't want to indulge that. It's like a lot of these things, a lot of these like, I don't know, guys like whoever they like, that pimp guy who's like abusing and psychologically damaging these women. A lot of that's very dark. Like a lot of those women are very damaged, and these guys are accessing that from their own deep and damaged spot. And to me, it's like, what do you want to hook up with 2,000 girls in your life, but end up being some fucking psychopathic fucking Charles Manson character who's fucking deeply damaged and rotting away from the entire, and destroy the lives of like hundreds of women just so you can have like 2,000 or 3,000 lay count? Or do you want to be someone who you can actually live with and be happy with and have like a few hundred lay count? and have like meaningful connections and encourage people and improve their life. It's like, to me that there, holding those two opposing ideas, to me that is red pill. To me, holding those opposing ideas and being willing to like be honest about them is the red pill. It's just like the Prince Harry standing there at the altar getting married with the knights in shining armor and shit, and him being like, this is nice. I mean, this girl's very attractive, and I'm enjoying this, but wouldn't surprise me if one day she just fucking left. Could happen. I hope it doesn't. But if it does, I'll just fucking build it up again. Keep going.
Well, the thing.
That was a lot to handle, bro.
I was listening. I was thinking. I see what you're saying there. Like, number one, like the actual Prince Harry's like new wife now. She's actually divorced the guy before.
Oh.
He's married. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Hey.
that's why I was kind of smiling there.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So the odds are more in your favour, as we say. Like, but to just add with that, I think what you're perceiving as red pill then is a guy that's sort of like us, sort of like the way that we are and that. But the way that I sort of see red pill, like red pill guys are more sort of like they don't want to improve their life. That's my perception. Yours is more different. You're kind of like blue pill soft, red pill alpha. That's the way you're kind of. That's the way I'm sort of getting at you more. With me, like again, I'm not big in all these sort of colours. They're more indicators, but like for me, it's just simple. Like blue pill soft, red pill's quite alpha, but kind of like jerky. But you know what I'm saying? Like jerky, but not like a bad jerk. Kind of just like jerky, like kind of like that's more like a natural sort of guy. And then purple pill's sort of like 75%. So it's kind of like it's between red pill and neutral. That's but
Let me actually clarify a little more. See if I can because this is a very, very difficult and nuanced topic, which many people, I think almost everyone, is struggling to understand. So I'll even put it this way. I consider it, you throw away the blue pill. You say that's not going to work. I'm sure of it. I know it. No one should take the blue pill. You take the blue pill, you're basically just committed yourself to a life of fucking slavery. It's not going to work. Okay?
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
So I think what you do, you just say, all right, you grab the fucking red pill, you take it. You take the fucking red pill. And you accept the reality that it is going to change you, it's going to alter the way you do things, but the thing that makes, I think, the individual, the male, the man, the 9, we'll bring it all the way back to the 9 and 10, to become that 9 and 10 male, and actually this fits in well, it's about the way that you react and handle those fucking brutal red pill truths. You take the fucking pill, and the way that you interact and handle that truth, and you're still able to interact with the women, you're still able to be civil, you're still able to hold the fucking door, dude. Right?
Yeah.
You're still able to hold the door. I think that's where the real high value comes from. Is being like, this motherfucker here, Ritchie's here, and he took the red pill. And he looks at the truth of the fact that you can, like, hit a fucking girl with a flat iron, and she likes it and wants more. And if you were willing to hit her harder, that would actually provide you with more success. But you're willing to look at that truth, and you're saying, that's cool, I accept that, I acknowledge that, but for me, since I'm so owning my place in this world, I'm actually choosing to enjoy this time here with you, the girl you're on the date with at the cinema. I'm actually choosing to enjoy this time here with you, hold the door for these next people, and we're gonna have in some way a more enjoyable experience because I don't have to go home and fucking hit you with a fucking iron, right? I don't want to do that. That doesn't please me. Like I don't even if I thought hitting a girl with a fucking flat iron would get me like 10 or 20 more lays, like I'd have to think about it. Like I don't because I don't know if that's even worth it. Like I don't know. Does that make any sense? Like
Well, like for me, it's definitely not worth it from a moral perspective.
mm-hmm.
I definitely wouldn't do it. But even if it wasn't, some guys are maybe a bit different from me. They wouldn't
True.
think it,
Yeah, that's true.
enticing them. They would think
Yeah.
that it's accepting of it. So they might not think it's morally wrong, but it's legally wrong in most countries.
Yeah.
So if something's legally wrong, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
So like,
Let's say she signed the waiver. She's like, I want to be hit by a fucking iron.
yeah, well, like I say, like from a moral perspective, I definitely wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't morally wrong for a guy not to do it, then he probably would do it. Because if it's not morally wrong, and it's, let's say it's not legally wrong, just for talking's sake,
Yeah.
why would they not do something?
Yeah,
because,
that's true.
But what I'm trying to say is there's very few guys that would want to actually do that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah, I agree
Very
with that.
few guys, and so that you're talking about like a very small secluded section, right? They're the sort of crazy guys that would do something like that, right? Now let's take the next section. Those guys are guys that wouldn't like to do that, but the girl might keep telling them and demand.
I worry about him. I'm worried
Yeah.
about him, that guy.
Then we see how high value he is, because the high value guy wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good point. That's a good point, man, because the guy who says, look, I'm not comfortable doing that, and the girl convinces him to do it and go against his own structure and hit her with the fucking iron, his actually value is gonna end up going lower.
Oh yeah, because the girl won't respect him.
Exactly, yeah.
Even if he does it, obviously the reason she's getting him to do that is a heat of the moment thing to start with. But that's probably a childhood trauma.
Yeah, agreed.
And so she's doing it in the heat of the moment because she doesn't want to get hit with an iron.
I don't think she does either. No.
But the reason that she's asking for that, it's quite the reason she's doing it is because she's took a line of coke, she's took 6 vodkas, so she's not thinking straight to begin with. So the childhood traumas creep back into her mind. The reason that she's doing that is because she's taking the pain away. No pain, because pain's all she knows.
Yeah. Well, that's a very good explanation of it. I think you're right.
Yeah. So for her to get the guy to do that, when she wakes up with the bruises in the morning,
or fucking brain damage,
she's. This is crazy how when she wakes up with the bruises in the morning, right? The guy's been home. She's not going to see that guy again. Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah.
Right. And the reason, the only way she would see him is if she's using them for the shoes or the dress or stuff like. But I think that's unlikely, because for her to get to that stage with that guy, he must be more going towards the red pill rather than the blue pill. Right. So unless it's an exceptional case, but I can't see, because what I find especially is see with those girls that are sort of more damaged and stuff, they're even more particular on these sort of red pill guys as opposed to pill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They're obsessed with they don't, and that's the thing is, even talking about the guy who, as I think my understanding of it is, you take the red pill, and then it's all about how you react to that. It's all about how you handle those horrible fucking truths. And the more dignity you can bring to the table, and you know what? I'm still gonna hold the door for this person, or even you hold it for her. I understand the brutal truth. I understand if I hit you with a fucking iron, that I could hit you and fucking 10 other girls with an iron, and I'd keep getting more success. But you know what? I hear that truth, but I'm actually choosing just to hold this door open for you because I'm enjoying spending time with you. And if you prefer, get this, if you prefer to go hang out with some fucking psychopath who's deranged and is completely fucked after he took the red pill and is gone insane, and he's willing to hit you with a fucking iron repeatedly, and that's really what you feel drawn to, you can go ahead and do that. Because what I'm comfortable doing is having an enjoyable time with a girl that I'm enjoying that time. I like to hold the door for her. I'm not some fucking wiener. I'm not some fucking nice guy who's going to pay your rent and fucking buy you shoes. I'm not going to do that. But I want to be able to hold. Is that too much to ask? To hold the door for a girl that I'm enjoying spending time with and not have to worry about going home and striking her with a fucking iron?
Yeah, it's a bit violent. Yeah, no, but that's my point there, because you're doing it out of choice.
Yeah.
Not so like, so see these nice guys, they're at the cinema and the girl's saying, "Go and get me the large soda."
Yeah, yeah.
It's the end of the movie. Open that door for me.
Yeah. Drive me to my friend. Drive me to fucking drive me to that red pill idiot's house so he can hit me with an iron.
The iron, like, I mean, we might get banned from YouTube here. I mean, no, but it's a good point, because it's although we're talking extreme, the reason that we do the sort of extreme analysis is so that guys understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
We actually bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back, man. Bring it back. We'll wrap her up here soon.
That's a terrible thing to do to a girl, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
it might be different if the iron's not hot and it's like he's hitting her softly, right? Like, it's a bit weird, but like, right.
It's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do that.
But the problem is, like, with the guys that aren't, like, dominant enough, and this will probably happen more with the guys in sort of game, or sort of getting there, but they maybe don't have good groundwork, and they don't have good the way that their mind works and stuff like that. They've came in and they're starting to get somewhere. Still don't have that good mindset, and like, so like when they get that sort of opportunity, like that they're back with the girl and it's just like 1-on-1 stuff like that, they can't let things like that go because they think the chance. So that's an extreme situation, because it's very unlikely a girl's going to get you to do that, right? She might get you to do like more smaller things that you're not really wanting to do. And if you're not wanting to do them, don't do them. That's why.
I agree with that, because it's a slippery slope. The next thing you know, you got the iron out.
Yeah, exactly. Because if she could get you down to that level, then it goes to the next level and the next level.
She really just wants to know that you can maintain your frame. Look, Richie's really not comfortable hitting me with an iron. He enjoys going to the cinema with me. He enjoys holding the door for me. That's what he enjoys. If I can accept that, and I can enjoy spending time with him too, that's what I'm going to get. If I want to get struck by an iron, I can go hang out with that psychopathic red pill fucking that dude and get hit by an iron all day. That's a choice she has to be. That's her adult decision. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll go personal here. So like, not from experience, but let's just give that example that I'm in that position. If a girl told me to do that, I wouldn't be seeing that girl again, because like, I know that girl's head's not in a good place.
That's a good point.
This is where we bring it back to the 9's and 10's.
Yeah. Bring it back. 9's and 10's.
That's the sort of, like, we're making that the main topic.
Yeah.
Like, the difference between, like, see girls that don't have their head in a good place.
Yeah.
It goes more disguised.
Yeah.
Than girls don't have their head.
Yeah, that 100%, 100%.
So like, a guy that's not got his head in a good place, he'll come across as maybe like a nerdy guy, but not in a cool nerdy. He doesn't have much friends. Like, he's got a bad food. Like, he doesn't get the girls. He wears kind of like unusual clothing. He's got like bad haircut, but maybe bad hygiene. Not very well. Like, I'm just talking about a whole. Where the girl, she might be quite hot, right? She might have some friends. She have an okay, like, but. So like, it goes more, and the reason it goes more disguised is because it is disguised, because they wear makeup. So like, it's harder to even. I can see it, and probably you can see, but I'm saying, like, for maybe just the outside person, like, it's harder to sort of like know what sort of like level the girls are at, because you pick on looks, you you don't base it on mindset, whereas guys, you base it more on mindset over looks.
I love how you have good standards. I love how you have like a firm standards. I'm working on that. Standards, boundaries, my preferences. I'm working on developing that. I like how you have that pretty strong. Like you're pretty firm with like, you know what? No, fuck that. You want to talk about hitting by a goddamn iron? That shit I'm not into. Fucking beat it. I love that.
Yeah, but I'm quite lucky that like I had good experiences before game, and then the games just helped and sort of escalated that more. I've not had a bad upbringing. I've had a good upbringing, so like everything's went in my favour in my life. Not too much, which is quite important. So like I've never done things totally easy. I've just done things a bit easier than most people. But like, I mean, even though like I come from a house and stuff like that, it was never a big house. It's just maybe like an average house. You know what I'm saying? But my area is okay. Not like, but I grew up in areas around that weren't as good, so I maybe went to school with guys that were rough. So like, I got good experience of like people from good areas, people from bad. Like, so I got good experience from different backgrounds, which is came in handy. I can relate to different scales. So I can kind of like, I already know, like, see by talking to a girl now, I can sort of work out where she's at in her life. By looking at them, it still takes me a little while. Not what I mean by when I look at them, I can kind of work out. Oh, like she comes from that country, she looks like this. But I can't really work out much about her. But once I start speaking to her, I can quickly get that. With guys, I can get it more from looking at them. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, it goes more disguised with girls.
100%.
Yeah. Like we're talking about, but
and it doesn't show right away. So sometimes you can see the behavior. Sometimes I'll see a girl behave in a way, and she's like 21 and really hot, but I'll see certain behaviors that she does or certain ways she acts, and I'm like, whoa! In 10 years, your life's gonna be so fucked up because you're not gonna be able to get away with that. Like sometimes I see girls and they're very, very like. They're 21 and really hot. But I see the way that their behavior is so fucked up and inappropriate. And I look at it and I'm just like, you're not going to be able to get away with that. In a few years, no one's going to put up with that. Like, nobody. But you're still going to be doing it. And that's where sometimes you see these women as they go insane. Like, they go fucking crazy. Because they got used to behaving a certain way when they were 21, 22, and they get away with anything. Like sometimes you see, especially at night, you'll see fucking girls behave in ways that are so fucking crazy. Like even they'll behave like to the police, like to the bouncers in ways that are so fucked up. Like if you did it, you'd be in fucking cuffs, getting the shit beat out of you. Like, and you see them behave this way and you're just like, oh my God. But sometimes they keep behaving like that. And you see them like 10 years later and it's like they're out of touch with reality. Like they're completely out of touch with reality. And that's where you see them just getting together with like groups of their friends and they're just behave like that to each other. It's fucking crazy. It's dark, man.
Yeah, it can be very dark because like some of these girls, it's the same with the guys. Like it's brutal. Like the whole game is brutal and stuff like that. But although girls are involved with the game, not many. So like they're growing up really without it.
Yeah.
Because you do get the odd one or two that's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I know very few girls in game.
It's not the same. It's their game is a total different thing.
Well, I think I know maybe two girls that are actually in game.
Yeah.
So, hold on a second. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. I just can't remember it.
Yeah, no, we'll wrap up in a few minutes here.
Yeah, that's it. No, I'm good for another 20 or so.
Cool.
But what I was saying is, like, so see if, like, someone's, like, night's a bit different, right? So, where was that?
We were just saying about the girls. You say, like, sometimes the brittleness of people's game.
Oh, yeah, what I was saying is, like, in actual terms of, like, game and pickup and stuff like that, I'll probably only know, like not personally, but I've just seen in the forums and stuff, maybe two girls that are involved in it. But just more a general self-development. Quite a few girls do videos and stuff and
That's
that.
cool.
And their head's in a cool place, right?
That's cool.
Like,
yeah, I love that.
yeah, the girls that I can actually watch the videos and learn off and stuff like that, right?
That's dope.
But there's a lot of girls that grow up without that because, like, and most guys do as well. But
yeah.
So like they just grow up. You know how the way that you go to school, then you go to college, then like all that, right?
It's hopeless.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, for some, it's not hopeless, but it's not a good mindset to have. But like, they're okay because they get by. They've got good family, they've got good friends. But for some of the other ones that don't have any of that going, that's when the issues, and it's especially for girls, because like a lot of girls would do things that will end up come back to haunt them.
Yeah, big time.
Like, and because they're young, they get away with it, but it catches up with them. And that guys, but to a less extent.
Yeah, they use their looks and they're young and they and I was like that, man. I was like that as a kid, like as a teenager, as a young, in my early 20s. Like that's why I had a very difficult growth process into trying to get into this kind of growth, self-development stuff, because I behaved in many ways like a young hot girl. Like I behaved totally, I didn't care about anything. Like I allowed myself to behave in totally fucking pointless ways, stupid, like self-destructive, just because I didn't know any better. And what it takes to rebuild that and to change course is massive. That's why when I see, I mean girls too, but especially guys, when I see guys and they're allowing themselves to behave like that, I look at them and I'm just like you don't know what it's going to take for you to improve. Like you don't know. Like, and I've even guys I've met here who are like, I'm going to go out, I watched an RSD video, I'm on the inner circle page, but they're so out of touch. And I'm like that guy I told you who he said, I said, how much value do you think you brought to that interaction? He said, I don't know, a 6 or a 7. I said, dude, a 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, dude, you're looking at years, man. You're looking at years of effort to rebuild your mind, rebuild your emotions, rebuild your physical, rebuild your interactions, gain reference experiences. The fucking thing is going to take years, man. All right? So you get it fucking in your head. And so if I see dudes who behave in these ways, it's like, I don't know what to tell them, man. Like I don't know. Watch more videos.
Well, it just depends, because like some guys, they're in it, but like their mindset's not in a good, healthy mindset. Like it's not in a good way. It's not in a good place. So like for them, it just might take longer. But this self-awareness is key, because like I know guys that they're more interested in the results.
Yeah.
Not even on like how many girls they. It's more to do how they beat their friends.
Yeah, it's weird. I know, man. I know that it's. I hear you, man. Julian and Tyler just made a video talking about that. I was just watching it. They were talking about that, where it's like, it's like gossip. Guys gossip, and it's. It's not the same thing, and we're not about that. Like that's why I'm glad we can talk like this, because neither one of us are trying to go down that road. We're not.
Like the only time we actually bring it up is if we're giving an example.
Yeah.
So like I was saying for you, like when I started out and that, like the 9's and 10's came a bit easier than the 7's and 8's, but not so. But like we don't go, oh, like last night, like we've seen this, like you know.
No.
But those guys do, and I know why. Like obviously I don't know each individual case, but on a whole general concept, a lot of it's to do with the ego. We've spoken before, but like those guys, it's kind of like it's, you know how like. It's the reason that they actually don't have success, and not even with women. Like, I see what I've actually noticed. I know this is funny, but the guys that are actually better with video games, the guys that are actually better with video games that don't play video games that often, are the guys that are better with actual game. So the guys that are playing 12 hours a day, and you do get the odd guy that is good at the game, right? But he's just like, the reason that he's good is because he's a 16-year-old kid that's just playing the game too much. But he's 16. But the guy that's sitting in his bedroom at 30 years old playing the video games 12 hours a day, and he's still not that good at the game, but he's playing all that time. Like, the point I'm trying to make is, like, even with games, some guys put so much time into it, but it's not valued time; it's wasted. And like,
it's like guys who watch, like, all they do is watch videos. It's like, I was saying that the other day, like, man, for me to watch a video stresses me out, man, because everything they say, it's just like hitting me home, and I'm like, oh fuck, he's right, fucking Tyler's right, damn it. And I gotta, like, take a break. I gotta watch 20 minutes and take a break, come back to it later, because I'm actually taking on the lessons and applying it to new reference experiences and actually changing things. That's why these guys who just watch every video, like dudes I met up with through Inner Circle and stuff, it's like they never have even ever gone out before. Like, never. Like, I met up with a shitload of guys from the Inner Circle, and honestly, it was fucking terrifying. It was insane. I was expecting them all to be way, way better than me. I was expecting to just, like, barely be able to function. And it was terrifying when I met these guys. And it was, like, to a T. Like, to a guy. Like, they had, like, literally never been out. Like, they just didn't even know anything. They couldn't even make the most simple approach. And I was like, okay, like, that's cool. That's fine. But all these guys are spending shitloads of time on the fucking message boards, watching videos. Like, what are you doing? Like, stop even doing that. Like, it's like a hobby for them. It's completely fucked.
It's laughable because I know, like, see, when I went to the Inner Circle in my area, and I've had a similar experience for you. So, like, the guy that was running it, like the Inner Circle leader, he was very good.
Yeah, like, that's awesome.
Like, because the thing that was good about him, his game was good, but the thing that was more important was he was able to coach people very well.
That's awesome.
The other guys that came, so I went a few different times, so, like, a lot of those guys had never approached anyone in their life.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Like, never. Like.
And then the interesting one was, there was one guy who actually goes every single week. He was like a big attender, right? But he only does night game. He's never done day game before. Cool. And he, like, that shows that although he's good, it was like, I never really seen him at night game because we only went to the bars. He didn't come to the club that night, and then he's been. But I know that he does okay at night. Like, he's not the best, but he's decent. But he's not doing it during the day. But he's wanting to start it in uni and stuff like that. But at least he's trying. But the thing is, I would always think that's back to front. I would always prefer to do day game than night game. The reason for that is because, see, doing night game, it disguises real game. So, like, it's still, obviously definitely helps you, and it's a great experience, and it is part. But to do day game, you're improving. There's no spotlight. There's no, you know, like, well, there is spotlight. What I mean is, there's no, like, dim lights. There's So
I agree. I think it can be a
few of the other guys had, like, one travelled from 2 hours away, but he'd hardly done anything. But he'd other issues going on and stuff. But if the guys came out, because that's the first step. The point I'm trying to make is, when we see these videos, we only see all these top instructor guys going out and doing it. We actually don't see all the viewers that are watching on the other end. We don't see all the people that are actually not going out, because there's a lot of people that don't go out and do this.
It's terrifying. It's like, I've heard Tyler say, like, 90% of guys that watch the videos never go out.
Yeah, and I was one of those guys, but only for a short period of time, which I don't think it's good. But it's became good for me because I only made it, like, so for example, I started 2015 February. I didn't first go out until May. But the reason for that was because at the start I wasn't that interested in it. Not in a bad way. I didn't know liked it. So, and then I'd watched a couple of videos just in development. Oh, and then I started watching a couple of prank videos. So there was this.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of the prank stuff. Yeah.
There's a guy called, I don't know if you know him. He's called Vitali.
I heard something about those guys, the prank guys or something. Yeah, I'm familiar. I think Max used to work with them or something.
I think he has, but
yeah.
It was sort of like, I think they pay. Yeah, it's just more like a paid act. It's just like a prank thing to get views and stuff like that. But like that, I clicked on actual like proper videos of like pickup and stuff like that. But for me, I was just starting to watch it, and I just had fun watching these guys go out.
Yeah.
I watched, right.
Well, I'm not trying to discourage you guys from watching. I think anything that gets you through the looking glass and can help you start to understand the deeper nature of reality is cool. And let's wrap up, but we'll end on this quote from. Did you know that Jeffy made a comic book?
No.
Yeah, you didn't see that. He put it on his YouTube channel. It was like a stop motion sort of clip of his comic book he wrote. It's kind of cool. Anyway, there's a quote at the beginning of the comic book. He says, I think this was from you know RSD Ozzy?
The Spanish guy?
Yeah.
I know him.
He's got some good shit, man. He's only got a few videos on YouTube, but he's pretty blunt. I like his style. But he attributes this quote to Ozzy. He says, "Who would have ever thought that learning game was the path to becoming a real human being?"
That I like that quote because when I started doing it, I never thought of the whole lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
I just thought of that specific.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of guys do. Yeah.
Yeah, but that shows how your mindset changes because when you start like actually just working your whole life. Around it.
Yeah.
Rather than the whole life towards it. That's like, I mean. For me right now, like, I'm not actually going out and doing sessions, but I'll go back to that.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But because you understand it's about becoming a real person. You don't have to just sit there all day long running up and down the fucking main street of your town in H&M, fucking chatting up girls. It's about becoming a real person, a real human being. Yeah, meeting girls is part of that. Yeah, approaching shitloads of girls is part of it. That is true. But it's about, this is how you become, it's a path. You can take other paths. You can get into meditation. You can get into fucking psychedelics. You can get into martial arts. I don't know. But it's a path to becoming a real human being. So in that way, we're fucking supporting it. We're saying do it.
Yeah, and it's okay to like sort of like take time off, go
Absolutely.
back. For me, it's more just now like, I've got other stuff that I want to work on. I've got different. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong, man. Take time off. Go hard. Go to the gym. Get a fucking set in. Go home and rest. Otherwise, you can get injured. I come in with that. We talked about that before.
Yeah, but here's where I know that it's good because sometimes like I've not been out in the last month like properly. You know what I mean? But I've still been out, but I've just not been actually out doing sessions. But here's when you notice it was good because like last month I was playing pool. Like. We're playing, there's a few chicks and stuff like that. It just started flowing, right? So like, my point is like, although it's not a focus right now, when the opportunity still arises, the skill set still it starts to click in. Now, like here's the big thing though. Like so like, I've not been out in a month, so I'm not going to be this guy that's like, oh, I know every like. You get slightly rusty, as we say, right? Like only slightly rusty. Like if I went out for 5 days straight, like I'd be good at like. I mean, even right now, I'm very relaxed. I'm actually probably more relaxed because I don't go out.
Yeah, because you're not being traumatized every day.
Yeah, but here's what I'm trying to say to some of these guys that like I went out for so long. I went out like. Almost like I done 30-day challenges obviously, but I even went out like just like 5-6 days a week. I went out at night game. I dabbled online. Out like so like I had a lot of like that going on. So like the difference is that's not what I'm wanting right now. But maybe in July I'll think, all right, I've done that focus. Like I've maybe worked in finance. I've worked in my finance. Now I'm going to do some sessions. Now I'm going to like that. That's maybe it's slided a little bit than I wanted it to. Right, I've got to go back and put a bit of effort in, so you can go back.
Yeah.
That's all. But the thing is, if that's what a guy's priority is, but he's not putting the focus on it, even though that's what he's wanting.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Say the guy right now, he's living in Toronto. Just say, so it's a big city, right? And he's wanting to have like 2 or 3 girls in his life at this moment in time, and that's his focus. But he's not there yet. Then he's got to go out more. He's maybe got to go out 5 times a week and do some night game as well. But it all comes down to what you're prioritising in your life. Priorities change.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely they do. Absolutely. I'm saying if you're that guy who's watching videos all day long and commenting on every fucking comment on the inner circle, but yet you never go out and you can't even do a simple approach, to me you should just fuck off. Like, just shut the fuck up. If it's not something you want to do, then don't. But stop. These guys are posers and shit. Anyway, let's not get into that too much, because I don't give a fuck about that. Dudes do whatever the fuck they want. Sit around and do fucking coke if you want. I don't care. But
I get what you're saying, because what you're saying is if they're spending all that time watching the videos and watching the forums and that, that's obviously their priority.
That's what I mean. It's like me spending, because that's the same approach that's the same way they approach other things. They look at one girl at the bar. Oh, that one girl. Oh, that fucking one girl. Oh, she's blonde. Oh, I wish I could talk to her. Oh, I should talk to her. Oh, maybe later. Maybe tomorrow. Da da da. Just shut the fuck up. That's the same approach they have with the videos. Oh, I watch videos. Oh my God, Tyler. Oh my God, Julian. Oh, the videos. Oh, the videos. Just shut the fuck up and go out. And they don't want to hear it. But anyway, let's wrap this up, man.
Yeah, that's cool. You try and send me the email.
I will, man. I'll text you about that. We'll work it out, man. We'll get on top of that. I'll do some research on it. We'll sort it out so that we make sure that you get geared up with it. Okay. Even if we need to FaceTime here during the week just for a few minutes just to talk about it and sort it out, we'll get it done. Okay.
Yeah. Just message me on the WhatsApp.
Cool.
Yeah. Good to talk again. Like that was a good
Hell
number.
Yeah, man. This is
the main topic, but we went big circle.
We got back a little bit. We got back in there a little bit. No, man, it's legit, man. I'm glad we have these convos. Let's fucking keep doing it, man. I feel like we're both helping each other grow. We're kind of coaching each other, man. I think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I'll try and get some topics in for the next time.
Yeah, think of something.
The topics are always good because you can work off.
At least a loose, like we do tend to go off topic a bit, but at least we can be we have a little something. We'll work something out for next time. Let's say maybe next month, man, we'll try and do another one.
Yeah, next month is good. Like we'll keep in touch and we'll get one way or the other, and like we can even maybe bring someone else in, or we can
That'd be dope.
Or we can maybe try something different. But probably next time we'll just kind of keep with this and just
just bang another one off.
Yeah, but that was good, man. Good to talk to you.
All right, brother. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, same with you. Have a good night.
All right, take care.